Women's circles have been around for ages, and they've always been a place where women could connect with our female energy in a way we couldn't do publicly because it was always seen as frivolous and emotional. It wasn't like male energy that went out and got things done. Or so we were told. If we study history, we find that female energy was responsible for a lot of the social changes we credit male energy with. Men just got the credit because they held the top positions and they taught us to credit the person at the top, even though it was female grassroots energy that did all the hard work. And that's one of the big differences between male and female energy. Female energy isn't hierarchical. It works at the grassroots to connect and energize people into action. And it's this type of energy we want our modern women's circles to connect with. But all too often, that isn't happening. Our circles aren't connecting with and stimulating our female energy the way we need them to, and we don't know why. Well, the reason is because we drag too much male energy into our circles and let it take over, and we don't even know it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to keep that male energy out of your circle so that it can be a place where we connect with and empower our female energy. I participated in two types of women's circles, the professional women's circle and the spiritual women's circle. Many people associate a spiritual women's circle with that wacky West Coast culture because we light candles, call each other Sister Goddess, and connect with the Earth's positive energy, drawing it in so we vanquish our negativity and become a vessel of positive energy, shining a bright light out into the world. At first it seems silly and makes us suppress a laugh, but then we realize we actually feel good. We feel energized, and we're looking forward to the next meeting. This is because our female energy empowered us to express who we really are, and it let us accept other women for who they are without judgment or criticism. We learned that when people are free to be who they are, we create a lot of positive energy. My experience with spiritual women's circles helped me understand how much women are discouraged from asserting our feminine energy in the workplace because we're expected to fit in and conform to our workplace's male energy. This can make us uncomfortable with our own feminine selves and creates a challenge for our women's circles because we have to shake off all of that male energy we're taught to value and give ourselves permission to immerse in our feminine energy. We can't underestimate how big of a challenge this is for our professional women's circles, but there are some things we can do to keep our circles feminine. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we take all the lines out of our gathering and that we're actually participating in a circle. When we gather in a circle, everyone is visible and can interact with everyone else. This creates open communication and equality. Without lines, there's no hierarchy, so no one's perspective, experience, or knowledge is more valuable than anyone else's. However, if we sit around the typical conference table, we invite male energy in. Sitting along the sides of the table, interaction and communication are limited. Some women can hide, while others lean in to assert their voice and ideas above everyone else's. Rectangular tables can also eliminate equality if there's a meeting leader or facilitator because male energy has conditioned us to subordinate ourselves to the person in charge. So if we have to gather around a rectangular table, we have to be creative to ensure we maintain the positive aspects of a circle. Our circles can also invite in male energy when we have a guest speaker. Male energy teaches us that the speaker is an expert whose superior status requires them to stand apart from the circle. From this position, they impart their wisdom to us. After the presentation, the circle asks questions and continues to learn from the speaker. The speaker's distance and status eliminates equality and discourages interaction within the circle. To bring the feminine energy back to our circle, the speaker has to be part of the circle. This means they can't do a 20 or 30-minute presentation. Instead, they introduce an idea and share their wisdom on it. They act as a catalyst for everyone else to express their wisdom, so everyone learns from everyone else and our collective wisdom grows. This is why I try to keep my videos short. They only represent my wisdom based upon my experience, so I want them to be a catalyst that gets other women talking. And this brings us to the third way we drag male energy into our women's circles. In our women's circles, we want everyone to express themselves. We want lots of interaction. So we have to give ourselves permission to talk as women. This means we talk over each other, have multiple conversations going on at once, and change topics as our brains move from one idea to another. This is how we build dynamic grassroots energy until someone drags in the male energy by saying, "Please stick to the topic and only speak one at a time." Her words kill all of the energy by putting everyone in a little box where we have to ask permission to speak in an approved order. We have to remember that our feminine energy doesn't restrict or confine. It's free-flowing and expansive. So this is why we let our discussion take us to where we need it to go and not to where someone else tells us it's supposed to. Our women's circle should be a place where we get to indulge in and enjoy our feminine energy. To do that, we have to kick out the male energy that hides in all the ways we've been taught to do things. But more importantly, we have to reject the stigma associated with our feminine energy so we can learn to be comfortable with it and embrace it. This is Dot Callahan asking you to help me turn the woman in the room into the women in the room. Sign up for my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find the Woman in the Room on Facebook. It's up to you. Just keep watching and sharing my videos to get advice from a woman who's been there, dealt with that, and knows what works.